Hola amigos, ¿cómo estás? Espero que todos estén bien. Welcome to my channel Hola amigos, मैं हूँ एकता. So if you have watched my previous video, then I have covered Preterito Imperfecto, which is simple past. If you have not watched, I'll request you to watch that video so that you can gauge the knowledge and understanding about simple past in Spanish. In my today's session, I will be covering Preterito Imperfecto. Vale, I will be giving you examples in what scenarios we have to use Preterito Imperfecto along with the explanation of regular verbs. Vale, so vamos a empezar. So, the Preterito Imperfecto. The Preterito Imperfecto is used to describe past actions that were habitual, ongoing or descriptive without focusing at their beginning or end. Vale, so it is used to describe past actions that were habitual, ongoing and descriptive without focusing on their beginning and end. Vale, so el pretérito imperfecto es un tiempo verbal del pasado en español. Se usa para describir acciones habituales, repetidas o en progreso en el pasado, así como para describir escenarios, personas o emoción en el mismo tiempo. Vale, so Preterito Imperfecto is used to describe past actions that were habitual, ongoing or descriptive without focusing on their beginning and end. So in these three circumstances we are using the Preterito Imperfecto. The first one is habitual or repeated action in past. Por ejemplo, cuando era niño jugaba con mis amigos. When I was child, I used to play with my friends. Cuando era niño, when I was child. Past action. Cuando era niño, jugaba con mis amigos. When I was child, I used to play with my friends. Vale. The second one is cada verano visitábamos a nuestros primos en la playa. Every summer we visit our cousins at the beach. The next one is mi padre leía el periódico cada mañana. My father used to read the newspaper every morning. Vale, so the habitual or repeated action in the past. We are using Preterito Imperfecto. The second is descriptions in the past. Descriptions related to people, place, things, time, etc. Por ejemplo, la casa era grande y tenía un jardín. Jardín means garden. So my house was big and had a garden. My house was big and had a garden. Jardín means garden. Mi abuelo siempre llevaba sombrero y ropa vieja. Vale. My grandfather always wore a hat and old clothes. So sombrero means hat, ropa vieja means old clothes. Vale. So llevaba means wore. Vale. Since we are talking about past, so for llevar verb we are using this form of the verb. I'll explain you in my upcoming session the conjugation part. So, mi abuelo siempre llevaba sombrero y ropa vieja. My grandfather always wore a hat and old clothes. The next one is el pueblo estaba rodeado de montañas. The town was surrounded by the mountains. The town was surrounded by the mountains. Pueblo means town. Rodeado means surrounded. Montaña means mountains. Vale. So here we are calling out the descriptions for people, places, time, etc. So this is part of Preterito Imperfecto. Vale. The next one is hacía mucho calor aquel verano. Aquel. That means it was very hot that summer. It was very hot that. Aquel. That. It was very hot that summer. Vale. The next one is ongoing actions in the past. Ongoing actions in the past. First is caminaba por el parque cuando empezó a llover. Vale, caminaba, caminar means to walk. Vale, so caminaba por el parque cuando empezó a llover. I was walking through the park when it started to rain. The next one is yo leía un libro cuando sonó el teléfono. I was reading a book when the phone rang. I was reading a book when the phone rang. Vale, leía, leer, to read. So it's the past form. Vale, so I will explain you the conjugation in later part of the session. So yo leía un libro cuando sonó el teléfono. I was reading a book when the phone rang. Vale. The next one is cuando era niño. Cuando era niño. When I was child. Talking about past. Ongoing actions in the past. Cuando era niño tenía un perro llamado Max. When I was child, I had a dog named Max. I had a dog named Max. Vale? Cuando era niño. When I was a child. Vale? So we are using Preterito Imperfecto in these three circumstances. The first is habitual or repeated action in past, descriptions in past, and ongoing actions in the past. Vale? Now I will explain you the conjugations with the help of examples, and in my upcoming session I will explain you the concept of irregular verb in Preterito Imperfecto. Vale. So here I have jotted down the conjugations of regular verb, AR verb, ER verb, and IR verb, so that you will gauge the understanding of how they are conjugating the regular verbs in Preterito Imperfecto. Vale. For irregular verbs, I will be explaining in my upcoming session. So for AR verbs, if I talk about hablar, then yo hablaba, tú hablabas, él, ella, usted hablaba. So here yo and él, ella, first person and third person. Vale? First person and third person singular. Both is hablaba. Vale? Hablaba, hablabas, hablaba. Then nosotros, nosotras, hablábamos, hablábamos. Vosotros, vosotras, hablabais. Ellos, ellas, ustedes, hablaban. This is conjugation for AR verbs. Then conjugation for ER verbs, por ejemplo, comer. So, comía, yo comía, tú comías, él, ella, usted, again comía. So, first person, third person will be same. Yo comía, tú comías, él, ella, usted comía. Then nosotros, nosotras comíamos, vosotros, vosotras comíais, and ellos, ustedes comían. Vale? So this is the conjugation for ER verb. Then conjugation for IR verb, which is vivir. So yo vivía, tú vivías, again él, ella, usted vivía. So first person and third person will be same. Then nosotros, nosotras vivíamos, vosotros, vosotras vivíais, and ellos, ellas, ustedes vivían. Vale? So this is the conjugation for AR verb, this is the conjugation for ER verb, this is the conjugation for IR verb. You have to remember this, like yo form and third person singular should be same, whether it's irrespective of AR, ER or IR verbs. Vale? So now I will be giving you three examples so that you can relate better. Por ejemplo, for hablar, tú hablabas muy rápido cuando era niño. You used to speak very fast when you were a child. You used to speak very fast when you were a child. When you were a child. Next is comer. Él comía solo en su oficina. Vale? Comía, third person. He used to eat alone in the office. We are talking about this food. He. Vale? Vale? Then vivir. Vivíamos, nosotros con. Nosotros vivíamos en una casa muy pequeña. We used to live in very small house. We used to live in a very small house. So vivíamos. Vale? So hope this conjugation and the example you understand it. In case you have any sort of doubt, any sort of queries, I'll request you to please mention in my comment box. I will be soon coming with the concept of irregular verbs in the Preterito Imperfecto. Until then, see you soon. Adios.